The 30-second strategy is a strategy that it's been in the market for over 5 years right now. And even though it's a strategy that I've been testing, I've been showing, I've been using for the past 5 years and a half, there's still people that actually believe that it could be a scam. And I'm not saying it's not a scam. What I'm saying is that there are many things that probably haven't been said when it comes to this specific strategy and that I want to clarify in this specific video. And before you make any decisions, before you make any judgments, or before you actually exit this video, I want to recommend you something up front. Do not get into day trading if you're not sure about what you're doing. And that is going to pretty much free you from any scam possible in the market. Without further ado, let's go ahead and begin. What's the 30-second strategy? For those of you who are not familiar, the 30-second strategy is pretty much a turbo strategy that I created back in 2021 that pretty much gives you entry opportunities in the market for 1-minute trades. It is called the 30-second strategy because the candlesticks period is actually 30 seconds, not because you need an expiration of 30 seconds, but because the candlesticks are actually 30 seconds. Moving that out of the way, it's super important that you understand that just because I'm actually using this strategy doesn't guarantee that you are going to make hundreds of thousands of dollars and you're going to become a millionaire and you're going to stop working for the entire life just because I taught you this specific strategy. The purpose of this specific strategy is just to give you an alternative to any other strategy that you might be using. And I'm not saying that this is the best strategy in the world. It is the best strategy for me, and that is non-negotiable. Now, having said that, I want to share with you some live positions that I actually placed within the last few days. Actually, I'm not 100% sure exactly when, but these live trades that I actually placed, I pretty much shared them into my signals group, and I shared pretty much before the entry point and then the final results. Obviously, on these specific trades that you're gonna see, not all of them are winners, and there are several aspects that I always see before I place the trade and so on. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at those live trades first, and then we're gonna come back and discuss. Awesome. You probably enjoyed that part of the video because people love to see live trades all the time. But now let's go ahead and talk about the explanation of the strategy. Look, the strategy is pretty straightforward, and I have a lot of videos where I actually explain this specific strategy 100% free. First thing that you need to know, 30 seconds, that's it. 1 minute expiration time, good. And then you add RSI and stochastic oscillator. The way the strategy works is actually pretty simple. Once the 70 level is reached on the RSI, you're gonna enter a put position for 1 minute. And once the 30 level is actually reached, like right here, you're gonna enter a call position in 1 minute. The reason why I actually figured out that this strategy was actually good, it was because the market itself will always correct the direction and the pricing. Is never going to stay overbought or oversold for a long period of time. So what I realized is this indicator pretty much tells us when it's very probable, it's not 100% guaranteed, but when it's actually really possible that the price will actually drop or jump based on the overbought and oversold condition. As simple as that. So again, I'm not saying it's always going to happen 100% of the time, because it's not that the case. If you notice right here, there was a moment when the RSI was actually reached, but then it actually was a winner, and then it continued to be a green candle all of the time. Therefore, all of these trades are actually going to be losing trades. As you can tell, is not 100% guaranteed and is not 100% accurate. But that doesn't mean that it's not profitable. As a matter of fact, every single day in my BLW Binary Master App group, I actually share the screenshots of pairs that are possible, that are going to become a good trade. And I always tell you, for instance, AUDCAD put coming. That way you can actually prepare and you can pretty much understand that based on the screenshot, you gotta be ready for when the RSI level is reached, then you're gonna enter a position. Now, having said that, the question is the 30-second strategy a scam? Number one thing that we need to do is figure out what is a scam. Because a lot of people would actually go into the comments and say, hey, this strategy is a scam. You have no idea what a scam is. That's number one. And number two, you gotta understand something very important. Nothing that you control yourself is going to be a scam. If you go into a pyramid scheme or into one of those multi-level marketing scams and stuff, if you don't put in your money in, then pretty much you're not part of the scam. You can listen to it, you can watch videos about it, you can read articles about it, but as long as you don't actually participate into it, you're not gonna get scammed. So anything that you can control, pretty much not a scam. Now, the strategy itself, it's pretty much a scenario explanation that you can take advantage of, or you simply can ignore. One thing that is super important is that at the time that you decide to use the strategy, I'm not the one controlling your hand. The broker is not controlling your trades. Pretty much is you deciding when to enter and when to exit. Now, if you decide to actually use this strategy and you use it properly, you might get or might not get the results that you want. But that doesn't mean that the strategy itself is a scam. A scam does not exist as long as you are the one trading on your own. Now, the second part of the same question would be, is it guaranteed? Nothing in this life is guaranteed. And more specifically, in the business of day trading, nothing is guaranteed. You can ask George Soros, you can ask Warren Buffett, you can ask the Wolf of Wall Street, you can ask anyone. Nothing is guaranteed, especially because if you've been in the day trading world for at least a few years now, you realize that markets actually change month to month. Like there are some months that the markets will respect certain strategy, like most of the times, and then the next couple months the strategy is not respected at all, and then the next 2 months it is respected, and so on. The market is always changing based on different things that happen in politics, on war-wise, on pandemic. There are so many changes that happen in the market, and nothing is guaranteed. The only thing I can tell you that is guaranteed is the experience that you get along the way. That's it. And so this strategy is not guaranteed. I always mention that the accuracy of the strategy is within 70 to like 85%. And if you like do certain extra things that I explained in other videos where you avoid certain entries, then that accuracy could improve to 85, 90%, and so on. That always happens one day, maybe two, then the third day you're gonna have a lower, then the next day you'll probably get 100, and so on. In the end, it's pretty much an average of hundreds of thousands of trades based on a certain criteria with the indicators. One thing that you got to keep in mind is that the more you actually trade, the more accurate will be the average percentage that you're getting. I'm not saying the higher percentage, I'm saying the accurate. So if you place 4 trades and you win 3 and you lose 1, that's at 75% accuracy. But if you actually place 400 trades, that means that you're gonna have a way better number to understand what's the average win rate. So that's the reason why I always tell you it varies from 70 to like 80, 85%. It does depend on, for instance, I'm trading in the mornings, probably you're trading in the afternoons. Some people will be trading during the evenings, and so on. So in the end, nothing's guaranteed. But one thing I can tell you is that I've been using this specific strategy for a long time and I've been having consistent results. Some weeks I might have 69%. Some weeks I might have 89%. Some weeks I might have 100%. And so on. It will vary all the time. So keep that in mind. And the last thing that I think it's very valid is this strategy for beginners. Look, if you go into your broker and let's say that you're gonna add this indicator and 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 this indicator, and you got all of these indicators, it doesn't look for beginners, does it? It looks like, oh my God, I gotta look at so many things right now. It's crazy. So in this case, if we remove all of these indicators that we see right here, it looks pretty simpler, right? Probably doesn't look easy, but it looks simpler. If the strategy that you're looking at tells you, once it touches right here and the blue line is above the orange line, you enter. Is it for beginners? The answer is yes. The strategy is for beginners, no questions asked. And it comes to my mind many of the questions that I used to have with a strategy that I created back in 2016 that is called the 2-minute strategy. And that strategy had 3 moving averages. 3, and it has momentum, it has trends. That one is a little bit more complicated. Even the 50 RSI strategy, which is another strategy that I created years ago, that is slightly more complicated. You gotta jump into 2 different time frames, take a look at 3 different indicators, and also look for support and resistance levels. So I would say you do need some experience in order to dominate those strategies. But this one right here, you pretty much don't need any knowledge whatsoever. Obviously, the more knowledge you have, the better you're gonna be the better you're gonna become at taking those trades. Entry-wise, execution, timing, avoiding, and so many other things. But the strategy itself is for beginners, no questions asked. Now, since you stayed up until the end of this video, I do want to give you something free, which is the 30 seconds at strategy application. Yep, I created an application that is called 30 Second Strategy app that is specifically created for this specific strategy. This is the actual website, and I'm gonna have the link to it in the description of this video. And as long as you follow all of these steps on that specific website, I'll go ahead and give you the 30 second strategy 100% free. There is a form that you need to fill out right here, and once you actually fill it out, within 24 hours, I'll be able to send you the indicator, the license for lifetime, and pretty much you will be able to start trading at that specific moment. It is for MetaTrader 4 and it is available worldwide. I'm gonna have the link to that website so that you can find out more information about it below in the description of this video. Hey, so hopefully you enjoyed the content of this video, and if you did, go ahead and smash the like button as usual. Click that subscribe button if you haven't, and leave a comment in case you have any questions. Thank you for watching this video. I'll see you on the next one.